Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this video we will discuss the criteria for selecting analog modules. There are three main criteria. First one is the compatibility with the PLC unit, second one is the resolution, and the third one is the number of inputs and outputs in the analog modules. There are a wide range of analog modules available for the MILSIC family, and you need to choose the correct module for each automation task. The main criteria for selection are as follows. First one is compatibility with the PLC, meaning that your module should be compatible with the PLC unit. The analog module must be compatible with the PLC base unit you are using. For example, you cannot connect the analog modules of the FX3U series to a base unit of the FX1N series. So compatibility is the first factor that should be matched with the relevant PLC unit. The second factor is the resolution. Resolution describes the smallest physical value that can be acquired on the output by the analog module. It means that the smallest value that can be acquired at the output of the analog module in the physical value. What is this kind of physical value? Is in case of analog input module, resolution is defined as the change in the voltage, current or temperature at the input that will increase or decrease the digital output value by 1. It means that the number of change in the voltage, current or temperature at the input of the analog module that will generate a digital output of the value 1, that will increase or decrease the digital output value by 1. If we increase the voltage at the input or current or temperature, then it will generate a value of 1. When we increase much more voltage, it will increase the value 2. And in similar way, when we increase the voltage, current or temperature at the input, the output value will be increased. In the similar way, if we decrease the voltage, current, temperature at the input, the value at the output should be decreased by 1, and in the similar fashion it goes down. In case of analog output modules, the resolution is the change in the voltage or current value at the module output caused by increasing or decreasing the digital input value by 1. It means that the change in the voltage or current value at the module output that is caused by increasing and decreasing the digital input value by 1. It means that if you are changing the digital value by 1, it will change the voltage or current value at the module output. So this is resolution. The resolution is restricted by the internal design of the analog modules and depends on the number of bits required to store the digital value. For example, if a 10 volt voltage is acquired with a 12-bit analog to digital converter, the voltage range is divided into 4096 steps, means 2 raised to power 12. If we want to get a resolution of 10 bits, then it will be divided into 2 raised to power 10 steps. If we want to get a resolution of 16-bit, then it will be divided into 2 raised to power 16 steps. In the similar way, this results in a resolution of 10 voltage or 4096 or 4096, means 2.5 millivolt. So this is the millivolt unit that will be changed on the resolution graph. In the similar way, you can change the voltage. For example, it's a 10 volt voltage and we will want to acquire with the 12 bit. So its resolution will be acquired by 2 raised power 12 number of steps. In the similar way, others are also achieved. The third, the main factor, is the number of analog inputs or outputs. This is also a main factor in the analog modules that should be consulted before selecting a module. The inputs or outputs of analog modules are also referred to as the channels. Inputs and outputs of the digital modules, analog modules are referred to as the channels. You can choose analog input modules with 2, 4 or 8 channels. Modules are available with 2, 4 or 8 inputs and outputs depending on the number of channels you need. Note down that there is a limit to the number of special function modules you can connect to a PLC unit. Every PLC unit has a limited number of modules to be attached with that PLC, so you can choose the modules based on the limit of your PLC. If you know that you will need to install other special function modules, it is thus better to use one module with 4 channels rather than 2 modules with 2 channels each, because this allows you to connect more additional modules. If you are selecting a module with the 4 channels, then in this way you can get more inputs or outputs on the modules, rather than if you are selecting a module with 2 channels, means 2 inputs or outputs. So analog modules should be selected according to your requirement, according to your choice. Different types of analog modules are available in the MILSIC FX family. So these 3 factors are very much important. First one is compatibility with the PLC based unit. Second one is the resolution, how much resolution solution you required for the change in the voltage, current or temperature at the input, and current and voltage at the output. And third factor is the number of analog inputs or outputs available on the analog modules. So when you are selecting an analog module for your PLCs, note down these three kinds of factors which are very much important for your PLC unit, for selecting a specific PLC unit according to your requirement, according to the requirement of your job, and according to the requirement of your task. Thank you so much for watching this video.